Good morning, students. In last class, we discussed about which technologies are used, but unfortunately, due to some technical issues, it is off. Okay. So in this session, we will discuss same topic with what are the various technologies that we are used in data mine. Okay. So as you know that it is classified with many techniques called in which fields they are used means in statistics purpose and machine learning purpose and pattern recognition purpose and databases purpose and data warehouses purpose also and for retrieving the information and finally for how to visualize the retrieved information for using with some algorithms and how efficiently we can execute by means of performance. Okay, so these are the some applications or the some technologies we use these data mining techniques. Okay, first we as discussed that in statistics, which is a statistical model with the help of some mathematical functions which describes the behavior of the objects in a target class. Okay, so we have some target mechanisms. So if you based on the target mechanism, that is nothing but based upon the whatever the inputs we have to classify that inputs with the help of the mathematical function, so that we get a result which should be compared with the target class. Okay, in terms of random variables and their associated probability distributions. Okay, so this topic is discussed in previous class. Now we coming to the already this machine learning also is explained in previous class, which can be how the particular computers can learn based on the data. So for example, if you give some data set, so based upon the data set whether it will perform or not. For example, if you say that we are playing some cricket, okay, if you give some inputs like the about climate conditions and majority of the players which are involving in the game, so these are some requirements we have. Okay, if based upon the climate and based upon the team members and based upon some other requirements called as what we call as bats and ball and wickets, all these are the some ingredients for to play the cricket. Okay, so based upon these three ingredients and the requirements and based upon the players and based upon the climate, we can say the machine can say whether it is possible to play cricket or not. So whatever the requirements we said, ingredients we said, and what are the various players we said, so all comes under data. Okay, so if you give some data, okay, like requirements and ingredients and players and climate, these are called as data. Based upon this data, you can say that whether you have to play cricket or not on particular date. Okay, so this is one of the vast subject, so that you can easily understand based upon the what we call as recognizing complex problems. Okay, so in that machine learning we can classify the machine learning concept is classified with three categories called as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and semi-supervised learning. Okay, so as you know that the classification or the can be categorized in three ways. Okay, called as predictive class and descriptive class. Descriptive class is called as supervised learning. Predictive class is called as unsupervised learning. Combination of supervised and unsupervised is called as semi-supervised learning. Okay, so if you take the supervised learning means if you have some class labels, based upon the class labels you can identify the particular process. Okay, so it is a basically a synonym for classification. So the supervision in the learning comes from the labeled examples in training data set. Training data set means what we give. For example, in the postal code recognition problem, a set of handwritten postcode images and the corresponding machine readable translations are used as the training examples, so that which supervise the learning of the classified model. Okay, so you are giving some training set, so based on the training set you can identifying the problem. So best example is you are giving some training example of the fruits are peel off. So among the peel off, is a trying data set. So this is a class label also. You can identify which fruits comes under the peel of categories. So okay, unsupervised learning is nothing but we don't have any particular class labels, but you can but you have to identify the process. Okay, it is essentially a synonym for clustering. Okay, you use some techniques. Based on the techniques you can identify which is belongs to which group. You don't have any particular class labels. Okay, the learning process is unsupervised since the input examples are not class labeled. We don't have any input. We have some input, but it doesn't have any labels. Okay, for example, a unsupervised learning method can take as input a set of image of handwritten digits. Suppose that it finds 10 clusters of data. These clusters may correspond to 10 distinct digits of 0 to 9 respectively. Okay, I have some categories of, I have some data. Okay, I am labeling, I am placing the data in clustering. That is nothing but grouping of data. That grouping is nothing but from 0 to 9, so that you can place some data which is under the group 0, which is under group 1. You have to place all the data in particular group classes. Okay, semi supervised is nothing but combination of, this is a particular supervised and unsupervised learning. So that if you have a particular class problem, you take a particular class problem. In that, based upon particular what we call as a class label, you are identifying positive, so that you are identifying negative. Okay, based upon the label you are identifying positive class. We have two categories of classes called as positive and negative class. Okay, you are identifying some labels so that it is a positive means you are predicting that is a negative. Okay, for a two class problem, one class has a positive examples, another class has the negative example. So technologies are classified as statistics, machine learning, and machine learning you are classified as supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised. Next, coming to database and data warehouses. So already you know about database and data warehouses. So database system can focus on creation, maintenance, that is nothing but DML commands, and use of databases for organizations and users. So particularly a database system principles by using some data models. We use some query languages and the query processing tools called as transaction management and optimization methods. That is nothing but already concurrency controls and data storage, primary indexing and secondary indexing. So many data mining tasks need to handle. So you know that it stores the large set of data set or even real-time fast streaming data. Okay, so recent database systems have built a systematic data analysis capabilities on database data using some data warehousing and data mining facilities. So database systems already you know. Now you are doing with OLTP. Oh yeah, that is about OLTP, and a data warehouse integrates. Now the main concept of data warehouse is you are integrating a large amount of data, integrating from multiple sources and various time frames. It provides, so it provides OLAP, it provides OLAP facilities. Provides various OLAP facilities in multidimensional databases to promote multidimensional data mines. Okay, so in which technologies you are using data mining means you can analyze that with the data warehouse. Okay, it maintains recent data, previous data, and historical data. As the name itself, data warehousing means it stores the data in the form of multidimensional, and it uses OLAP technology with the help of historical data to store. Okay, next, information retrieval. So it is the science of searching of documents. Okay, or information, you are retrieving data with the help of some searching documents, so that you can easily identify what the data you are searching in the documents or information in documents. The typical approaches in information retrieval are you use some adopt probabilistic methods that you called as a statistical method. Okay, so for example, a text document can be observing as a container of words. Okay, you know that in text document we have some words. Okay, so a multi set of words appearing in the document. So how many words you are appearing in your particular text document can be retrieved with the help of information retrieval system and pattern recognition. So this is the advance in machine learning. So it is a process of recognizing patterns using machine learning algorithm. So machine learning is an advanced topic. Based upon machine learning, you are identifying pattern recognition. So pattern recognition is a method which is used to right, which is used to extract patterns, in particular particular data with the help of machine learning algorithm. Okay, pattern recognition can be defined as classification of data based on knowledge already gained or on statistical information extracted from patterns. So one of the important aspects of pattern recognition is its application potential. So where we can use a particular pattern recognition means, you know that for in our particular mobiles, with the help of Siri, so speech recognition or speaker identification, or by with the multimedia document recognition, and in medical diagnosis, all you can identify pattern recognition. Okay, for example, if you see medical diagnosis means we have some patterns. So based upon patterns, it can easily identify what the problem lies. Okay, where the problem also lies. Okay, so with the help of some medical or with the help of speech recognition, speaker identification, you can follow the pattern recognition. Okay, next, data visualization. So this is the important concept. So the data visualization is, if you see in the patterns based upon machine learning algorithm, you identify the pattern. Okay, based upon the pattern, how you can visualize particular pattern with the help of some tools called as, now next topic we'll discuss, called as pie charts, bar graphs, all comes under the visualization tools. Okay, whatever the data you get, the data can be implemented with understandable language called as data visualization. Whatever the output you get, that can be displayed in by means of visualization tools. Okay, it is general term that describes any effort to help people understand the significance of data by placing it in a visual context. Whatever the output we can get, that can be placed with a visual context. So already you discussed patterns, trends, and correlation that might go undetected in text-based data. So that can be exposed and recognized easier way with the data visualization software. Okay, right. So with the algorithm you can identify. Last one is high performance computing. So this, which can be abstract the increased complexity in current computing system, and at the same time provide performance benefits by exploiting multiple forms of parallelism in data mining algorithms. If you get some data, okay, in that data with the help of complexity, how you can efficiently place with the help of retrieved data can be placed with the help of high performance computing. So see, simple. First you study the database system, after that you study the data warehouse, after that you study the supervised machine learning, after that you study the information retrieval. With the help of information retrieval you get a pattern recognition. So after getting the pattern recognition, it can be visualization, and it is visualized with the high performance. Okay, data can be stored in database. It can be stored in first it's stored in OLTP called as database. After that it is a technology called as data warehousing called OLAP. After that it uses a technology called as machine learning. After that, in that machine learning, it can be categorized in supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised. After you retrieve with the help of the information retrieval system, now with the help of machine learning system, machine learning process, what the data you get information can be identified with the help of pattern recognition, and with the help of pattern recognition, how you can show visibility very clearly with understandable language called as data visualization, and all comes under with the high performance computing called as efficiency. So this is the various technologies we use our what we call as data mining concepts. Next, the last topic. Last topic means half of the topic. Whether are all patterns are interesting. So simple question. Whether all patterns are interesting. So typically we say the answer is no. Only some fraction of data or some fraction of the patterns potentially generated with actually be of interesting to give user. Okay, see for example, I have 100 items in our store. Okay, so in 100 items, in today only I completed or I sold only 5 items. Now I have to mine these 5 items as a patterns. So these 5 patterns are today is sold, so that you can easily identify these 5 items are patterns. Now you can use on which factor these 5 items are sold. You don't want to take all remaining 95 items. These 95 items are not interesting patterns. Only whatever the items today sale is called as a interesting patterns. So we have 100 data, 100 items. All 100 items are not interesting patterns. Only few are interesting patterns. You can say that all patterns are not interesting patterns. Only some of the fractional parts are which gives interesting to the user. What makes patterns interesting? So among you sell 4 items means on which factors these 4 are very useful. Now you can say that the answer is it is easily understood by humans. First one is you can easily understand by the humans, and second one is valid on new test data with degree of certainty. Okay, already you called as patterns. That patterns are nothing but degree of certainty. Okay, so first one, it is easily understandable. If you take a, I have a five categories of chocolates. So in 5 categories of chocolates, one chocolate brand is morely saleable to particular day. So how it is saleable means, first one, it is easily understood by user and it has some quality valid on new test or data. So and third one is potentially useful. It is useful to our body. And finally, it is some novelty. So it's some trustability. So these are the 4 factors makes a patterns very interestable. What is those means? Easily understandable to the humans and valid and new test data and potentially useful, and it is a novelty. So all these 4 categories makes this is interesting. Okay, and last topic is data mining. What kind of applications are targeted? This is the another topic. What kind of applications are targeted? So you are using data mining techniques. Okay, so these data mining techniques are useful for which purpose? The which purpose are, first one is for business intelligence and second one is retrieving called web search engines. So these two are the some applications where the kind of applications for data mining. Okay, in which purpose means see is business intelligence techniques. It provides some historical in business scenario. It retrieves data, current data, historical data, and predictive purpose. Okay, I told that last year which one is which sales are good. It is a historical data. In this particular day, which sales are very good. This is a current data. In next year, what might data may be you very particular saleable data. So this is the last year data and this is a current data and next is a what we call as predictive data. So these 3 is very useful in sales market, that is a business intelligence. So the examples including reporting on OLAP, business performance, competitive intelligence, benchmarking and predictive analysis. Okay, data mining is the core of business intelligence. OLAP tools in business intelligence depend on data warehousing and multidimensional data. Okay, so you can store from January data to December data with 12 months category. Similarly, you can store the data in quarter data. Similarly, the data is stored in a single academic year data. So that based upon the interest of the user or retrieving of the business scenario, you have to organize the data. And second one is for classification and prediction techniques like analyzing markets, supplies and sales. Okay. And last one is for web search engine. Okay, so you know that it is a specialized computer server that searches for information on the web, www. Okay, the search results of a user query are often written as a list. Now you have to take a Google engine, you have to write whatever your data, so that whenever you are typing your data, it is called as hit. Okay, if you are retrieving your data, that is nothing but if you are searching about data mining means based upon you have some we have if you are searching the data mining means in Google we have some categories will be applicable. So if you retrieve one data means it is called as one hit. Okay, the hit may consist of web pages, images and other types of files. If you are retrieving data from a Google means it is called as a hit. The hits may consist of web pages, images and other types of files. Okay, web search engines are essentially very large data mining applications. As you know that you are storing your data means you have to placing a large amount of data in server. The search results of a user of search engines like ranging from crawling, indexing and searching. Crawling means you have 100 files. If you are searching a data mining means you get 100 files. You will retrieve one particular page with the help of crawling, that is deciding which page should be crawled and crawling frequency. It's like nothing but rating. Rating is called as a crawling. Okay, based upon the highest rating means you are retrieving particular data. Next, indexing on particular data, on which particular retrieved data is very efficiently you are retrieving. And searching is one of the